The following Cleveland Indians baseball game is an exclusive presentation of Sports Time Ohio.
The Indians fell short last night, but don't blame Johnny Peralta. Tonight, the Tribe turns to streakbuster Cliff Lee, who is trying to silence a Sox lineup that has scored 30 runs in their last 4 games. It's the Indians and the White Sox, and it's next on Sports Time Ohio. From Chicago, Illinois, it's Cleveland Indians baseball. Tonight, the Tribe takes on the Central Division leading Chicago White Sox in Game 2 of their 3-game series here at U.S. Cellular Field. Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Indians lost the opener in this series last night, a game that saw them fall behind 8-1, but they battled back, made a game of it, even had the tying run at the plate in the 9th inning, but they fell short 9-7. One thing seems to be apparent, Rick, and that is the cleanup spot seems to be agreeing with Johnny Peralta.
Well, Johnny swung the bat like I've never seen him swing it all year long. He was very aggressive, hitting the ball where it was pitched, both inside, outside, 3 doubles, a home run. He was very, very hot. When you look at Johnny over the last 10 games, he's been very good. You know, career high 5 hits last night, has 7 consecutive hits. So if he should go out there today and get a couple more, he's in the chance of breaking some records.
Rick, when you watch a guy like Peralta last night who literally barreled the ball 5 times, I mean, he smoked it. There were no dribblers, there were no flares that fell in. Does that tell you that he's locked into an approach right now looking for certain pitches, or is he simply in the quote-unquote zone where he's seeing the ball very well?
Well, for me, it seemed like he hit every fastball. He hit it where it was pitched. He didn't give up a swing, let alone an at-bat in the ball game. And when you're doing that, I think you're seeing the ball very well.
All right, the Indians turn tonight to Cliff Lee, who has really been the streak buster this year. In fact, when you think about it in baseball, you talk about the ace of a pitching staff. The ace is normally the guy who steps up and extends winning streaks and stops losing streaks. Now, we know CC Sabathia is the ace of the staff, but Cliff Lee has pitched like an ace this year.
Well, he's only given up 1 run in his last 2 starts, I mean, in each ball game. But, you know, 8-1 record after 10 starts after an Indians loss. So you want him out there on a streak like they're on again. He's going for his 5th win after a 3-game losing streak, and that's incredible.
Well, it's another tough matchup, though. He's up against John Danks, who's throwing the ball very well. Doesn't have the kind of 1-loss record that Cliff Lee does, but a very respectable ERA of 2.64. We'll have all the play-by-play action coming up shortly, but first, more Indians on deck.
They just separated. They just opened the gap just too much too early on in the game. And that's, you know, I was pleased with the way our guys fought back and, you know, just scrapped and clawed. And, you know, they had to use some of their guys over there. But our bullpen did a pretty good job for the most part. But, you know, the big ball hurt us.
Well, the big ball hurt the Indians indeed last night in Chicago. Welcome back to our STO studios here in downtown Cleveland, getting you set for first pitch tonight at 8:11. When you talk about home runs, it's synonymous with the White Sox this year. It's a big reason why Chicago is in first place right now. Check out the 10 games against Cleveland this year. They've already hit 16 home runs against them. They've had 2+ home run games at 5 and have been averaging about 5 runs per game. So the White Sox are a home run hitting team. The Tribe just needs to do their best to limit the mistakes.
You know, they're a home run hitting ball club. I mean, you know, they've always done that. You know, and you know, they've got people that are capable of doing that. You know, with each at bat when they walk up to home plate, and if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay for it.
It's always a little bit deflating when you put yourself in a position where you can get out of a pretty serious jam there to start with, and then you know, no matter one pitch, to have the whole thing kind of negated. But that's just the way baseball is. You can't take a pitch off because something like that could happen.
Well, the Indians Minor League Magazine show debuted tonight at 6 o'clock, but if you missed it, don't worry. It will replay several times this week, including tomorrow night at 7. One of our features will be Jordan Brown from the Buffalo Bisons. Jordan Brown having a great year for Buffalo when he can stay healthy. He's the subject of our Focus on the Future. Again, that's tomorrow night again at 7, right before Indians on Deck. All right, let's take you around baseball tonight. Show you a couple of highlights. Kansas City, Baltimore. Brandon Fahey here for the O's. Breaks up a 1-1 tie in the second inning. This double gets Adam Jones in from first base. Baltimore took a 2-1 lead. They're now up 6-1. That ball game in the top of the fourth inning. Boston and Tampa Bay tonight. A battle in the American League East. The Rays up by a game and a half on the Red Sox entering play. This is the only run. A knuckleballer's wild pitch. Wakefield wild. B.J. Upton comes in. The Rays score. They go ahead 1-0 in Tampa. And it's now 1-1 as they tie the ball game up in the fourth inning. Let's take a look at the American League Central standings. Entering play tonight, you see the White Sox up by 2.5. The Indians now in last place, 10.5 behind. And not only do they have to catch Chicago, they also have 3 other teams there they have to leapfrog if they want to get back into the game here the last 3 months of the season. All right, that wraps it up here from our studio here of Sports Time Ohio in downtown Cleveland. The ball game is next. Indians and White Sox. Game 2 of this 3-game series. 8:11 is first pitch time. Matt Underwood and Rick Manning have the call for you. I'm Al Pulowski. I'll talk to you from the Ford Update Desk in just a little while. Stay here on Sports Time Ohio. Until I talk to you again, have a good one.
Beautiful night for baseball here in Chicago, Illinois, where the Indians and White Sox square off once again, the middle game in this 3-game series. Sox have taken the field. Let's get a look at Eric Wedge's starting lineup. It's presented by Ricoh. Move your ideas forward with Ricoh dependability. Leading off for the Tribe tonight will be Grady Sizemore. The Indians center fielder will be followed by Jamie Carroll in the 2-hole. Then Ben Francisco in left. Johnny Peralta, the shortstop, batting cleanup. What a run he's on right now. Casey Blake bats 5th. Shin-Soo Choo will DH. Ryan Garko at first. Kelly Shopik the catcher. And Franklin Gutierrez batting 9th in right field tonight.
23-year-old left-hander John Danks makes his 17th start. And I'll tell you, he's really had a good year. Although his record is just 5-4, look at his ERA, 2.62. He's only given up 6 home runs, 86 hits in his 92 2/3 innings. His thing is that he's receiving just 3.5 game, which is 3rd lowest in the AL, but he's got very similar numbers to Cliff Lee, and he's off to a very good year. The defense behind Danks looks like this. Quinton in left, Anderson at center, Dye is in right, Grady at 3rd, Cabrera at short, Ramirez at 2nd, Swisher is at 1st, Brzezinski with the start behind the plate.
Umpiring crew, Marty Foster to call the balls and strikes. The crew chief, Darrell Cousins at 1st, Angel Hernandez at 2nd, and Eric Cooper down at 3rd. Grady Sizemore stands in, ready to get the ball game underway. And Danks delivers a first pitch strike.
John Danks, a good fastball and curveball to go with a changeup. Left-handers hitting 276 off him, right-handers 232.
Up high, 1-1. 79 degrees our game time temperature here on the south side of Chicago.
Just another beautiful day here.
Sure is. Sizemore broke his bat, and Cabrera, the shortstop, throws him out 1 away. Tonight's injury report brought to you by the law firm of Nuremberg Paris. Justice for the injured since 1928. Call 1-888-JUSTICE. Victor Martinez, Travis Hafner continue to rehab along with Fausto Carmona back in Cleveland. Josh Barfield just got his cast removed after having surgery on that middle finger and will begin range of motion exercises. And again, the Sox hoping to get Paul Konerko back very soon. Jamie Carroll steps in. He's hit in 7 of his last 8 games. Looks at ball 1 outside. One hit in the game last night. Also reached on an error, picked up an RBI. Danks catches the outside corner.
Another reason why the Sox are doing so well this year, it's been the 2 spots, one by John Danks and the other by Gavin Floyd last night, that have really rounded out this rotation.
1-2 the count.
Danks, another pitcher that the Texas Rangers let get away, or they traded for him. Really, they wanted McCarthy. They gave up on Danks. And this guy really does have good stuff, and he's only 23 years old, starting to mature. You have Floyd there, the starting pitcher last night. He leads the team in wins with 9.
Well, John Danks has not given up more than 4 earned runs only one time this year, and that was in his second start of the year against the Minnesota back on April the 9th. So he does a good job of keeping his team in it, giving them a chance to win. But as you said, they haven't scored a lot of runs for him. And I'm looking here when he has left the game. That's the score they give you when he exits the ball game. Only one time this year, one time in his starts has he left a game
with the lead
where his team has scored more than 4 runs for him.
Yeah, that's
one time.
He's been on one of those days. You know, it's not how you pitch, it's when.
Two down for Ben Francisco.
John Danks making his 6th career start against the Tribe, his 2nd this year. In his first start, he was unbelievable. It threw 5 innings of no-hit baseball until he gave up a 6th inning single. So he had retired 19 of the first 21 batters he faced. That start coming back April 3rd. And he had a no decision in that game.
Well, Danks has pitched at least 6 innings in 5 of his last 6 starts. And for the season, he averages 6 innings a start, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts per 9 innings. Now the 1-1 to Francisco, fouled out of play. Another foul ball off to the right. White Sox begin the day 2.5 games up in the Central. Francisco out looking. Indians go 1-2-3. And now the task turns to Cliff Lee to try and slow down this red-hot White Sox lineup. Back here in Chicago, White Sox coming to bat. Let's get a look at Ozzie Guillen's starting lineup, brought to you by Ganley BMW. Experience the ultimate driving machine at Ganley BMW in Middleburg Heights. Orlando Cabrera, A.J. Pierzynski, Carlos Quinton at the top, Jermaine Dye, Jim Thome, who has really hammered Indians pitching this year, Joe Creedy, Nick Swisher, Alexi Ramirez, and Brian Anderson round out the starting 9 for the White Sox.
Well, and the streak buster on the mound for the Indians.
First pitch strike to Orlando Cabrera. Cliff told, we asked him about it, and he says he doesn't think about that when he takes the hit.
No, his job is to try and keep the team in the ball game every game. He doesn't know if it's a 3-game losing streak or whatever. He just goes out there on his given day. It's what you call a routine. As a starting pitcher, you get into the routine. You don't change. You just stay focused.
So in his case, ignorance truly is bliss.
Well, it is. And I mean, when you talk about it, let's check our Serpentini pitcher, Cliff Lee, making his 16th start, 11-1. He has been brilliant. You know, 8-1 after an Indians loss, 7-1 on the road, 2.34, second best ERA in the league. You can't say enough about how this guy has pitched this year.
And the 1-2 to Cabrera is lined to third, caught by Blake, 1 away.
Let's check out the defense behind Cliff Lee. In the outfield, it's going to be Francisco, Sizemore, and Gutierrez. On the infield, it's Blake, Peralta, Carroll, and Garco. Shopping is behind the plate, and that defense is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians.
Here's A.J. Pierzynski. Did not play last night, hitting .296 on the year. And Cliff Lee fires it in there for a first pitch strike. Out of play, 0-2 the count. Brzezinski got off to a red-hot start. He batted about .500 for the first week, 2 weeks of the year. And he has maintained a solid average throughout. Up the gut and into center field. Skipped off the mound. And Brzezinski aboard with one out here in the first.
Yeah, 0-2 base hit. He had a chance to go to work on him a little bit. We gave him too much of a pitch to hit.
Let's get a look at our Firestone League leaders. Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Boy, Justin Dukeshire is having some kind of
He
year
really
for Oakland.
is. Boy, he came out of the bullpen after 5 years into that rotation. He's under 2. That's something special.
Yeah, this late in the year to still be under 2. Carlos Quinton, 0 for 4 last night, steps in. Tied for the league lead in home runs. Bounces one to Blake. Goes to second for one, and Carroll turns a double play. Impressive defensive play by the Tribe here in the first. Blake and Carroll turn 2, and we go to the second. No score. Indians baseball on Sports Time Ohio is brought to you in part by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers. Ford, drive one home. By the official airline of the Cleveland Indians, Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. And by Subway, eat fresh. You're hard-pressed to find a better day in America than the one we had here today in Chicago. Spectacular blue skies, warm temperatures. Johnny Peralta, the hitman, leads off for the Tribe. Ball in the dirt. Johnny a perfect 5 for 5 in last night's game. He has hit in 7 consecutive plate appearances.
And he was as locked in as I've ever seen him yesterday. I mean, not a bad swing on the day. And he's going to see probably a few more of those tonight. The breaking balls and off-speed pitches.
Johnny said last night, you know, I laid off the off-speed pitches and swung at the fastballs. Got one there, but shot it back. Here's where Johnny, this is the elite group he's trying to join.
In 83. Julio Franco. And I played with Orta in 80. And Vukovic in 83 part of the time.
Got him. Chased the fastball up high, and Danks gets the strikeout, his second of the night. One down here in the second.
Well, let's check out our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And last night on the left, that was his double in the first at bat, and then the home run. The one on the left was away. The home run was in. But pretty much the same swing as you see. It's a little deeper over on the double where he went to right field. The other one he pulled, and that was our Frost Brewed Coors Light Freeze Can.
Casey Blake steps in, looks at a ball outside. One and one. Blake with the second best road batting average in the American League, hitting at a .328 clip. Yanks this one deep to left. It is a fair ball.
Ground rule double.
And it'll hit the pole. And Casey Blake will roll into second with a one-out double. That's his 20th two-bagger of the year.
The Tribe had 5 doubles on the night yesterday. And Casey gets his 20th. Little slider that didn't get in. Casey makes him pay. Watch it hit the foul pole after a bounce. He gets on the track, hits the foul pole, and ricochets in play. You were hoping to hit it a little lower. That ball would have been in play.
Now Shin-Soo Choo. 2 for 4 last night. Bounces it foul. He had a hit off Thornton in the 9th inning. It got the Indians to within 9-7.
And brought the tying run to the plate.
Yep.
He's done a pretty good job offensively since being called up, since getting that rehab taken care of. And you know, you got to, after having surgery, it takes a while to get going, but he's done very well.
Well, defensively last night too, he had one bad play, one spectacular play.
Right.
And he made a throw on the line from right field to his cutoff man that looked like the old Shin Soo Choo. So from that, you would say he's pretty much all the way back from the Tommy John surgery.
But the thing they have to watch out for is every day wear and tear. They got to ease him back into it. So that's why DHing him certainly helps. It gives that arm a rest, and also it's really your best defense out there when you have Francisco in left and you've got Gutierrez in right.
No score, top of the second. Blake at second base with one out, a 1-2 count on Chu. Got him looking. Third strikeout already for Danks. Well, if you hadn't heard by now, Yuri and Marina Bykov got their engagement ring for free when they bought their engagement ring at Alvin's Jewelers, and then it rained on their wedding day. They cashed in. You can too. Log on to alvinsjewelers.com or stop in for all the details. 2 down, a runner at second, Ryan Garko. 1 for 4 last night. Trying to deliver the big 2-out RBI hit here for Cleveland. Ryan has hit .284 with runners in scoring position on the year.
Well, and he's had some success against Danks. He's 5 for 12 with a couple of homers and 4 ribbies.
One and one the count. Danks deals up and in, almost nicked him.
Yeah, it looks like they do not want to give Garko any swinging room. They're going to make him conscious of the pitch inside. First 3 have been in there. And you get him looking in there and you can go away.
That's where they go, but he missed low. 3-1. Now they play him to pull in the outfield. Anderson, the center fielder, over toward left.
You know, by rights, if I was thinking Garko, and when I think of him as a hitter, I would think they would play him over in right center field when he's swinging the bat the way he should.
That's why I made mention of it, because normally you wouldn't play him as a pull hitter.
I wouldn't. But then again, they may be just forcing to pitch him in and make him use those hands and turn on the ball.
So Blake's at second with 2 down, and a 3-2 pitch coming to Ryan Garko. Danks delivers, and a weak chopper to third. Creedy flips it over. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the second in Chicago. No score. Move to the bottom of the second here in Chicago. Jermaine Dye, Jim Thome, Joe Creedy to face Cliff Lee. Each team with a hit. Krzyzewski had a single in the first, erased on the double play. Casey Blake a 1-out double in the top half of the second, stranded there. Jermaine Dye 1 for 4 last night. Dye 4th in the American League in home runs and total bases, 5th in slugging percentage. He's also tied for 7th in extra base hits and 12th in RBI. Not to mention, he has hit in 11 straight, batting .419 during his tear. High fly ball left field. Routine for Ben Francisco. Drifting back now. Makes the grab, one away. Let's get a quick Central update right now, courtesy of Central Cadillac Hummer. And the Detroit Tigers won the opener with their series against Minnesota. They now picked up wins in 15 of their last 17. And
look who's getting hot.
Yeah, that's their key guy.
He was hitting ninth yesterday because a left-hander started. And that's what we've seen this year. When we play Detroit, left-hander pitches.
Jim Thome singles through the shift. And a one-out base runner for the Sox.
Well, you could put 4 guys on that infield, but when Thome hits a ball and hits it hard, and it's not right at one of them, he's going to find a hole. With the 3 guys over on that side, still gets a base hit. He's starting to swing the bat better for him now.
Joe Crede looks at a ball down low. Crede with 15 home runs, 46 runs batted in, 15 doubles. He has committed 16 errors already this year, which is more than any season in his big league career.
But he is still a slick field and third baseman.
Ozzie Guillen saying for every 20 errors he makes, he'll still save you 100 runs.
Well, and he made a throwing error last night, just a bad decision. He just tried to overthrow it. But this guy is without a doubt, you know, he had some back issues and back problems. But as far as fielding goes, he will. He is probably one of the best third basemen in the league, bar none.
Whoops it to right. It'll fall. Thome stops at second. 2 on with 1 out here in the second inning. And now the batter is Nick Swisher, who had a big night in the series opener.
He just stayed inside this baseball. That's a pretty good job of hitting there by Crede. He didn't try to pull that pitch. You see where he just leads with that barrel head and flares it out to right field. Good job of hitting on that fastball. So it's back-to-back base hits. The Sox now with 3.
Swisher, 2 home runs last night, 1 from each side of the plate. 1 a grand slam. Looks at a ball up high.
Good guy to get into a double play. Cliff has already induced 1 double play to end that first inning. Swisher has hit into 10 on the year. And the White Sox have hit into 82 as a team.
2-0.
There it was. That's the one, the salami, the line drive. And then, you know, he is actually only the first White Sox in their history to homer from both sides of the plate twice in 1 year. And this franchise has been around for a long, long time.
3 balls, no strikes. Alexi Ramirez in the on-deck circle.
That's exactly what Cliff did. He took a look to see who is in the on-deck circle.
Gets it in there for a strike. Swisher, who is among the league leaders in walks, has a very good eye at the plate. And didn't chase. They're loaded with 1 out.
Well, when you want to wear what the pros wear, stop at an Indians team shop. They have 7 of them that carry a full line of authentic jerseys, caps, and outerwear. It'll be a perfect gift for any Tribe fan.
Cliff Lee goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. Swisher, who has now walked 49 times on the year. The batter now, Alexi Ramirez, who has walked 6 times this season. He's a wild free swinger. But he's having a big year, batting .294 with a dozen doubles, 5 home runs. Center field, Grady Sizemore makes the catch. Tagging and coming home is Tomey. Tagging and going to third is Joe Creedy. 2 down, Sox take the early lead on Ramirez's 25th RBI of the year.
Well, Cliff just challenged him, and that's why Ramirez, you said he's a free swinger. First fastball he sees, it was right down the middle. He wasn't messing around after the walk to Swisher. And it's a line drive to center field. Look at, I mean, you couldn't have thrown, that's batting practice right there. He says, go ahead. He does get the Sox on the board with a sacrifice fly. Now 2 outs. Get out of it here.
This is what killed the Indians last night.
Yeah,
the
2 outs.
2-out hit. Something that before last night they'd done a great job of all season long.
And the White Sox have been terrible at scoring with 2 outs. Their batting average under with 2 outs and runners in scoring under 200. It's at $198, and it's gotten better. And that's one thing that Guillen wants to see this team improve upon in the second half of the year.
Missed opportunities in general will drive a manager crazy. You hit that runner at third with less than 2 out and don't get him home.
Well,
not that you're going to do it every time,
no,
but when you repeatedly
basis,
make that
right.
mistake, it drives them bananas.
Consistently, when you can get them in, and you know, you do it when the time is right.
Struck him out with a good curveball, and the inning is over. But the Sox pick up a run on 2 hits, 2 men left aboard, and after 2, 1-0 Chicago. Kelly Shopik will lead off the 3rd inning for the Tribe, riding a 9-game hitting streak. During his 9-game streak, Shopik has 10 hits in 30 at-bats. John Danks has struck out 3. He's allowed 1 hit through the first 2 innings. And it's 0-2. Danks, who we mentioned earlier came from the Texas Rangers, is a native of Austin, Texas. And Shopik is out on 3 pitches. 4 strikeouts for Danks.
Well, are you in the Tribe? Join the Tribe, the official fan club of the Cleveland Indians. Members of the Tribe receive special merchandise offers and discounts at Indians.com and team shops. A game day audio subscription, a Progressive Field tour. Call 216-420-HITS.
Gutierrez looks at a strike. Frankie trying to break an 0 for 21 skid.
Well, sometimes when you're in streaks like that and you're not playing every day like Good is, that first at bat can mean an awful lot to you. And now you look up and you're already in the hole 0-2 and you're thinking, uh-oh, here we go.
Well, he is firing strikes right now. Danks 3 straight to Shopik. Now he's 0-2 to Goot. Last night, a career-high 10 punch-outs for Gavin Floyd.
You know, I was looking through the numbers, and I noticed that the Indians team have struck out 100 more times than the White Sox, and the White Sox lead the league in homers. You know, you think it might be a little different. The Indians have 75 homers, but that's not the case. I found that amazing. They have struck out 494 times have the Sox, and the Indians have struck out 500 now and 98.
The 1-2. Popped him up. This could be a tough play. Ramirez races out and makes the grab.
What's he doing throwing it to Jermaine Dye?
2 away in the third. Let's go down on the farm for our minor league report, brought to you by your good neighbor State Farm agents of Northeastern Ohio, like Reed Allen in Avon and Frank Martaw in Rocky River. Buffalo let one get away last night, but they've won 5 out of 6 as Drupal Cabrera has swung the bat well. So has Michael Aubrey. Grady Sizemore grounded to short his first time up on a broken bat deal. Takes a strike.
Well,
0-2.
He is just pounding the strike zone, isn't he?
Struck him out on 3 pitches. Boy, John Danks rolling. He has fanned 5. Indians go in order. Middle of the third, 1-0 Chicago. Bottom of the third in Chi-Town. Orlando Cabrera, A.J. Pierzynski, Carlos Quinton will be the batters for the Sox. Bounce to third. Nice backhanded pick by Casey Blake. 1 away. Back to the STO studios we go for a Ford Sports update.
All right, man, Rick, let's go down to Florida now. Tampa Bay taking on Boston in a big battle in the AL East. And right here, Deanna Navarro with the base hit gets Evan Longoria in. That makes it 2-1 Rays, still 2-1. They're in the 6th inning. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Here it's 1-0 Chicago. Bottom of the third, 1 out. A.J. Pierzynski, who singled his first time up. Too bad Pierzynski didn't play last night when it was Polish-American night here at U.S. Cellular Field.
Maybe that's why he got the night off.
I always think back to Mike Ditka when he was the head coach of the Bears, the 1985 Bears. He said, "We're the Grabowskis. We're the guys that go to work with lunch pails and hard hats." The 1-1 pitch. Missed a little low. 2-1. Ground ball to short. Johnny Peralta. 2 down. Let's get a look at our Alltel text poll question of the night. Tonight we're looking for the White Sox all-time leader in batting average. The Big Hurt, Luke Appling, Eddie Collins. How about Shoeless Joe Jackson? Text 31962 on your Alltel phone. We'll have the results coming up later in the game. Carlos Quinton grounded into the double play in the first.
On a nice play by Casey Blake, having a dive to his left.
Good off-speed pitch, 1-1.
That's a pitch that's been very effective for Cliff this year, that changeup. I don't know if he's taken maybe a page out of CC's book, but you know, when he throws that pitch, it takes him off his fastball. Makes that cutter inside much more effective. CeCe will throw that changeup at any time.
And you know Sabathia is paying close attention to how these Sox hitters react to certain pitches, because he'll be throwing tomorrow night.
Well, he just, you know, he pitches very, very well in this ballpark. I'm trying to think. Yeah, CeCe here suffered his first loss against these guys.
And that fact is not lost on the White Sox. They know all too well his dominance against them. 2-2 pitch to Quinton. Able to lay off, full count. Ozzie Guillen asked about facing both Lee and Sabathia, and he said, well, I don't know so much about Lee, but Sabathia, doesn't matter where he pitches. He could pitch in a bullfighter's ring. He's still going to bring his best game. The payoff. Struck him out looking. Beautiful pitch by Cliff Lee, his second strikeout of the night. Sets the Sox down in order for the first time. Through 3, it's 1-0 Chicago. It's a 1-0 White Sox lead as we move along to the 4th inning. What do we have here? Is that popcorn?
That caramel corn. Yes, indeedy. They have it all here, don't they?
Jamie Carroll, Ben Francisco, Johnny Peralta for the Tribe here in the 4th. 1-1 the count. Carroll gets into one to deep left field. Quinton racing back, pulls it down.
Well, the Hall of Fame celebration will take place Sunday, August 17th at Heritage Park down at Progressive Field. The evening reception will honor the 08 class. With Mike Hargrove and Joe Gordon. And it will feature a team autograph session. All the proceeds will benefit CIC. Very nice event going on, so you don't want to miss that.
Joe Creedy with a diving stop, gets up, throws him out. Oh, baby. Joe Creedy, we just talked about it last inning. Defensively, one of the best in the business at the hot corner.
He realized, too, he got up and knew who was running. He saw Francisco. He saw he had time. Watch him get up and peek at the runner. Sees him. Okay, I've got time. Didn't have to force it. Gets him by a step. Up quickly. Nicely done.
2 down for Johnny Peralta, a strikeout victim his first time up. Backhander.
Testing the wrong guy.
And he got him again. A 5-pitch inning for John Danks. And again, the Indians go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Chicago. All right, we're back here in Chicago. It's still 1-0 White Sox. Danks has really dominated the Indians to this point, allowing just 1 hit. The White Sox have 3. 2 of them came in the second, led to their only run on a sac fly by Alexi Ramirez. Jermaine Dye chased the high fastball, and he's not happy with himself.
Well, did you see after the swing? I wanted to swing at the fastball, but not that high. Get it down. He's a big guy.
What was wrong with that? He called that a ball. That looked like an awfully good pitch. 1-1.
I'm going to give you a clicker and let you go down and call him.
Right. Don't get me started. Ground ball to third. There's Casey Blake. Well, the hot corner's been busy on both sides tonight.
Left-handers out on the mound.
Major League Baseball scores right now are courtesy of Metro Health, the place of miracles and hope. And speaking of miracles, happy birthday wishes go out tonight to Mike Marquette, celebrating the big 5-0. How he survived to this point is one of life's minor miracles. But happy birthday to Mike Marquette. Jim Thome looks at the ball down low. 1-0 the count. Singleton scored the Sox only run in the second inning. In tight, straighten him up. Got his attention. That's one thing Cliff Lee has never been afraid of.
Is that pitching in?
Yeah.
Good for him. You can't be afraid of that.
I remember hearing theories, though, about how a lot of young pitchers, especially college pitchers who come into the pros, have a tough time pitching in. And they say one of the theories is because of the aluminum bats, you can make a good pitch in and a guy can still fight it off and with the aluminum bat get a hit as opposed to breaking a bat with a wood stick.
Well, that very well could be true. And I think a lot of pitchers, young pitchers, don't pitch inside enough. At this level, you have to pitch inside. You cannot stay on one part of the plate. I don't care where it's at. You've got to change speeds and use four parts of the plate if you're going to be successful. And I'm not saying you have to pitch in all the time, but effectively you have to pitch inside, prove you can throw strikes in there, and then it'll loosen up the outside part of the plate. And there are going to be days when you don't have it, you can't throw strikes in there, and you're going to have to find a way to work your way around it. And that's probably changing speeds.
Popped him up. Is it playable? Shopik coming up the line with the shift on. Blake's got a long run, and nobody can get to it.
Well, right there shows you what a shift will do. Cliff Lee might have had a best chance. I didn't see if Cliff broke off right at the set because he can get off the mound quickly. He's falling that way. Shopik's all the way down into the third base coaching box. Let's see if Cliff, he's pointing. Cliff could have caught that ball before anybody if he, but you know, it's not in their mindset to go chase pitches like that.
He knew the shift was on, but as you say, your normal reaction is just point to the third baseman.
There it is, exactly right.
Then he looked back and saw where Casey was and said, uh-oh, maybe I had to take off.
He lost perspective of it. So really that just goes, the shift beat them that time. Didn't get him an out. He made a good pitch, and they're just going to slow it down and give him a breath. Now watch where Cliff is at. There it is. See it? Go get it. Oh, there he is. I better go. You know, so by that time he couldn't get there. If he originally started off knowing that Blake was at shortstop, he probably forgot. And it's easy to do. Yeah, normally when a ball goes in the air, everybody tells the pitcher, stay away, just point up where it's at. They don't want you involved in the play. So it's just not in their mindset.
I'll never forget, Rick, there was a play in Detroit, Comerica Park. I want to say it was the first year of Comerica Park, back in 2000. Steve Carsey was on, actually closing out a game. Might have been an extra inning deal. And there was a pop-up, and it was over by the dugout. He raced all the way over there himself and made the play up against the screen.
Probably wanted to save, you know?
Now the 3-2 to Tomey. Weak ground ball to second. Carroll will take care of it. 2 down. Coming up tonight after the game, and you can also see it Wednesday at 6. It's Outdoors Ohio. Should be a lot of fun tonight. And again tomorrow at 6, Darcy Egan and Joe Thomas. They're going to be walleye fishing. And Joe Thomas recruited one of his teammates for this show, Hank Fraley. And they're going to be on Hank's boat out in Lorraine on the water going for walleye. I'm not so much interested in how they get the walleye. I'm more interested in how they prepare it. A little pan saute, maybe.
Oh, listen to you, Chef Tell.
1-0 pitch.
Just eat it.
And 1 to count.
You don't seem to be the woodsman, the outdoor woodsman.
No, not so much.
You know what I mean? So you can't worry about how they're going to do it. Just let them fix it for you. And
that's right.
You saute the veggies.
One and 2 the count on Joe Creedy as Cliff Lee trying to set him down in order for the second inning in a row. Franklin Gutierrez will make the catch, and Cliff Lee has set down 8 straight White Sox. Through 4, 1-0 Chicago. All right, we're back here in Chicago, and we go to the 5th inning, and it's time for the Shell 5th inning gas giveaway. Our first contestant tonight is Daniel Singel of Fostoria, Ohio.
All righty, good luck. 100 for a single, 200 for a double, 300 for a triple, and 400 for a dinger.
Well, I think it's 500, but it might be misprinted on this card. Yeah.
Okay.
We've been promoting 500 all along, so I'm hoping that we
Well, I think that 100 comes out of your pocket.
You can still get involved, too. You can log on to STOHD.com and register, and you can still get in on this great promotion all month long here in July on STO televised games. Every 5th inning, every hit is a winner in the 5th.
Well, Blake has the only hit for the Indians tonight, so see if he can get it rolling again here.
2-1 the count. Casey doubled to left his first time up. Way up high, 3 balls a strike.
Nothing for a walk, huh?
Back to the screen. Casey doesn't want to walk. He wants to hit his way aboard.
I don't blame him.
Full count.
3-1 count. Look for that heater. They wanted it in. He made a mistake up and away. I still have no problem with that swing when you're looking for a fastball and you got it elevated. Go ahead and take a rip.
Payoff pitch. Popped up. Playable apparently for Swisher. Yep. 1 away. Boy, these two pitchers tonight are really locked in. Cliff Lee has retired 8 straight, and now Danks has set down 9 in a row. Shin-Soo Choo struck out his first time up. Popped out of play. Elsewhere tonight, Tampa Bay continues to lead Boston 2-1. Rays over the Red Sox. They're in the 7th inning. Rays batting in St. Pete. Tigers Twins, they're scoreless in the 4th at the Metrodome. Chu down on the count 1-2. Up the middle.
There's $100.
Into center field, a base hit. Shin-Soo Choo makes Danielle Singel of Fostoria, Ohio, a winner in our Shell Gas giveaway. He wins a $100 Shell Gas card, courtesy of Shin-Soo Choo's base hit here in the 5th.
Alrighty, now who's next up?
Our next contestant now is Miguel Noriega of Akron, Ohio.
Just the second hit for the Indians. He got a low fastball, just drove it right back up the middle.
Now Ryan Garco. Looks at the ball down low. Garco grounded out to third his first time up. Every hit in the inning makes somebody a winner in our Shell 5th inning gas giveaway contest. Chu's hit only the 2nd of the night for the Tribe. Danks said you talked about using 4 quadrants of the strike zone. In, out, up,
down.
He has been nailing all of them here tonight.
Well, he's been pitching very well. He has only given up 1 run in his last 3 starts, covering 18 innings. He's been very sharp, and he stays right around that 100 pitch mark. That's why he's only going 6 innings. But, you know, the more aggressive he gets.
Long fly ball, deep right field. Dye is there and makes the catch. Back to first goes Chu. 2 down.
You know, I think he's starting to learn now when he starts throwing strikes, the deeper he'll be able to go into ball games, Matt. And you have to use his pitches and you work him through. He's been very aggressive. He had a 5-pitch inning back in the 4th. And when you can do that a couple times early in the ball game, that will take you deeper into games. He doesn't give up many runs to begin with. He just doesn't get a lot of support from his teammates, but that will change when you continue to pitch the way he has pitched.
They got him picked off. Chu running down to second, and they got him. Chu took off on first movement. Danks over to first. First down to short. Inning over. Halfway home, 1-zip White Sox. Indians baseball on Sports Time Ohio is brought to you in part by Panini's, home of the famous overstuffed sandwich. By Arby's, I'm thinking Arby's. And by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers, Ford, drive one home. Bottom of the 5th, bottom 3rd of the White Sox order due up. Nick Swisher, who drew a walk his first time up, will lead it off.
You know, when you go back to May 28th, when Westbrook went out for the 2nd time and for good, when you look at the 12 starts that CC and Lee have made, they are 8-2. The team is 9-3 in the 12 starts. But after that, when you have the Bird, Laffey, Sauer starts in 17 starts, they are 2-11.
Ooh.
And a team of 4-13. So I mean, that's why Cliff has had so many times he's had an opportunity to try and stop losing streaks, because you know, after you get Lee and CC, then it's you know, you don't know what you're going to get.
Thus the absence of Carmona and Westbrook have been very glaring.
You know, and it's not, I'm not sitting there knocking. I know one part of Paul Bird, he hasn't gotten a lot of runs support, and Laffey's pitched pretty well with his ERA. He's held them in there. They just haven't found ways to win. But it's only these two guys that go out there and they make sure they give their team a chance to win. Even when we were in LA, that last West Coast trip, they got no decisions. The team won in extra inning ball games.
Now the 2-2. Oh, Shopik was ready to throw it to third. He thought they had him rung up. He's asking home plate umpire Marty Foster, what was wrong with that pitch?
Well, take a look at it. They had him locked up inside. That's a good pitch. It's a good pitch. Locked him out. That's why Swisher's going to take a step out. He knows this. If this is going to be close, he better swing. But when you're going good, you get calls like that and you get breaks. He knew he was going to have to swing it.
Ryan Garco, first baseman, grabs it, one away. Let's get another look at our Alltel text poll question of the game. White Sox all-time leader in batting average. Big Hurt was regularly among the league leaders in average during his time in a Sox uniform. Luke Appling, Eddie Collins, Los Shula's Joe Jackson. Ramirez bounces one wide to third. Ramirez drove in the only run of this game with a sac fly in the 2nd inning when the bases were loaded with 1 out. Broke his bat. It sounded like it, Minnie. He's going to check it out and see. Yep, he cracked it.
This guy, if you remember, he started in center field, and this year for him, off the end of the bat, but a wiry guy, and he swings hard for a little man. He's with, you know, you slow the ball down for him a little bit, and it's going to really crank it up. He's got a really big swing, and I think you can bust him in.
I remember reading this spring, one scout compared him to a young and raw Alfonso Soriano because he's got that similar build and that same big swing.
Soriano's maybe a little bigger than this guy, but you know, he is lean.
The 1-2 pitch. Missed well.
Not biting after the breaking ball. Going with that cutter in on his fist.
I think one of the reasons he ended up in center field early in the year is because during spring training, Ozzie Guillen said he was brutal at second base.
Oh yeah,
very rough. But
well, that's where Uribe was playing when we, you know, that goes to show you how a year changes.
Big bouncer to second. Jamie Carroll throws him out, 2 down. Time now for our direct energy, bringing the gas sequence.
Go back to the second inning, and Anderson was the first strikeout for Cliff Lee on the night. Didn't mess around with him. Wanted to chase the curveball. There it was.
Direct Energy offers simple solutions for all your natural gas supply needs. 2 strikeouts on the night for Cliff. This one is going to drop for a hit, and that will snap a string of 10 in a row set down by Lee. 4th hit of the night for Chicago. Turns it back over to the top of the order in Orlando Cabrera.
Wasn't hit hard. As a matter of fact, he went down probably out of the zone to get a base hit. Just gets it in front of Grady. That's hit number 4 for the Sox. 2-out single.
Outside ball 1 to Cabrera, who is 0 for 2.
This is the time too. You be careful. Could go on first movement here, like what the Indians tried with 2 outs, although theirs didn't work. Lee is not a guy that throws to first base a lot. Now he's behind in the count, and that's exactly what Shopik's going to talk to him about. Give us time to send out some birthday wishes. We want to Tessa Stingle turning 7. Happy birthday to you. Jim and Monica Price. It's their 36th wedding anniversary. Congratulations there. Rosie Fetter turning 84. Julius Horvath 89. And Genevieve DeBar turning 90. Happy birthday to you all.
3-0. Left-handed hitting A.J. Pierzynski on deck.
Now you could take a chance at throwing the first.
Cabrera might have helped him out there. And the count goes full.
Looks like it because he's asking the home plate umpire Marty Foster right now, and he's shaking his head. I think he did help him out.
So now the runner at first, Brian Anderson, will get a jump start. Ryan Garco will drop off and play behind him, trying to keep him close for a in the air. Shallow left. Peralta out. Francisco is there. And the inning is over. 5 in the books. Chicago 1, Cleveland nothing. 1-0 White Sox. We've got a great pitcher's duel.
That kid.
It's because he eats.
They're all fired up. He
eats the crust on his bread.
I think they had a little sugar.
Kelly Shopik with a high fly ball deep to left. Quinton is back. He's out of room. It's out of here. Kelly Shopik ties the game with his 6th home run of the year, extending his hitting streak to a career best 10 straight.
That looked like a breaking ball. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. It is. It's a curveball from Danks. He leaves him out over the plate, gives Kelly a little swinging room. Shopik hits number 6, and that's only the 7th home run given up by John Danks this year, but the Indians have tied it up.
On only their 3rd hit of the night. Franklin Gutierrez popped out to second his first time up. Just like that, one swing of the bat, we're back to even. And John Danks is saying, it's another typical game. It's like all the ones I pitch in.
Yeah. Well, he's matched up against another left-hander. They are their numbers, when you look at them, Matt, very similar.
Goot, a little bloop job. Tough play. Anderson on the run, gets there.
Well, we told you about the Hall of Fame on the 17th of August. The Golf Classic will take place the next day right after. August 18th, it'll be out at Quail Hollow Resort. It'll feature baseball and local celebrities with every group, groups of 6. It's really a fun day. Come on out, test your skills. Sign up by calling 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
Grady Sizemore looks at the ball outside. Grady 0 for 2. Now he's trying to snap out of a mini funk. 0 for his last 9.
Well, the Indians trying to win in this ballpark for the very first time this year.
Well, Chicago's won 7 of their last 8 against the Indians. So since the Tribe opened the season with 2 wins against the White Sox, it's been downhill ever since.
Wow, you got to go back a ways, huh? 13 years.
And that's skewed a little bit because the season got started late in 1995. So they didn't play nearly as many games.
Yeah, that's right.
A 1-out walk for Grady Sizemore.
That was the 144-game schedule.
Yeah, remember, we had 2 spring trainings. Jamie Carroll 0 for 2 steps in. Carroll with a hit in 7 of his last 8 games. 1 for 7 so far in this series. Danks concerned with Sizemore now that he represents the go-ahead run.
Well, what you do, you keep him close, and unless Grady sees something in that move where he knows he can steal it, save that hole between first and second for Carroll. He can hit that hole. Although his last time up, he pulled the ball deep to left field that Quinton had to make a nice running catch for. But in this situation, he'll change. Look for something he can shoot to the right side.
The second baseman Ramirez is trying to cut down that hole on the right side. He's trying to hold his position.
Well, that's why if Grady runs, you're going to see Cabrera cover. Because that's where Carroll goes that way, and the second baseman can't give up his ground.
1 ball, 1 strike. Danks will throw over again.
Oh, got him. Caught him leaning. He's saying it's a balk because he didn't pick that front foot up. You watch where Grady goes over to the first base umpire.
Eric Wedge is coming to the top step of the dugout.
You can't argue a balk. That's Darryl Cousins over there. And, you know, they're not going to get away with it. But you know what? He did not pick that foot up. It looked like he started to slide to home plate through to first. And Grady's saying that's a balk. And you're not actually allowed to argue that call.
Darryl Cousins, the crew chief, hearing it from Eric Wedge.
Well, he's got to be careful because you can get ejected just for arguing. Grady said something. He pointed back, and it was a little different delivery. It was almost like a slide step, but if he started that front foot to home plate and then throws to first base, it is a balk. We'll have to get another look at it, but there's a second Indian picked off. Check it out. Check his front foot and see what you see. Let me see. Wow, I think that could be considered a balk because he's not stepping to first base.
No.
Do you see where that front foot was going to home? You can't do that and throw to first base. That, to me, is a balk. That's deceiving the runner, and that's what a balk call is.
Inning over, but Kelly Shopik's homer has tied it at 1 as we head now to the bottom of the 6th. All right, we're back here in Chicago where we are now tied at 1 apiece thanks to Kelly Shopik's 6th home run of the year. Who knows? This could be one of those games where neither starter figures in the decision the way these guys are pitching.
Well, they're both doing a terrific job. I mean, there's only 7 hits in the game. It was a sacrifice fly and for Chicago to drive in 1 run, and the solo home run by Kelly Shopik. Well, when you get 2 guys like this locked up, it's the game of fundamentals. Who's going to do the little things to win the game?
Brzezinski 1 for 2. Down on the count 0-2 right now.
Well, he was 0-2 in his first at bat and got a base hit.
That appeared to be another pitch where Shopik thought he had strike 3.
Well, it's a big curveball.
I mean, seriously, what in the world?
They must have called it high.
Fouls it away.
There's the emergency swing. You know, it really is to be a hitter nowadays when you don't have to concern yourself with a pitch above the belt. It, to me, is a lot easier to hit because all you do is look down in the zone.
Right.
You're not forced to swing at anything around the belt unless you want to.
You fight yourself more on that pitch than you do
That's exactly
anything.
right, because you see it better than you do sometimes the pitch is down in the zone. But as an umpire, if you can't call a pitch up above, I mean, as a hitter, my goodness, that takes away 1/3 of the strike zone for the pitcher to throw strikes, first of all, but 30% less that a hitter has to protect. So that's why I'm saying, why do guys strike out so much now when you have less to protect?
Might have something to do with the fact that when you get to 2 strikes, they don't look to put the ball in play as much, make contact. They're still swinging from the heels.
Well, that is true. They don't care about strikeouts now.
The 2-2 spoils it.
But here's a guy right there. He's battling to put the ball in play. He's not trying to, you know, he's changed his approach since he's been down the count 0-2. I mean, that's what a lot of hitters should do. Yeah, but good things happen when you put the ball in play. And at least you have a chance to get on base. When you swing and miss, there's no chance. There you go.
By Peralta. Leadoff single for Brzezinski.
Cliff should pitch to him from behind, because the 2 times he's had him down 0-2, he's gotten base hits. And he battled, so you give him something away to swing at, and he was just trying to play pepper with it. Slap it, put it in play. Good job by Przinsky. So they get their leadoff man aboard. That is the first time tonight they've had that happen.
Carlos Quentin 0 for 2 steps in. Two and 0. Mentioned earlier, Cliff Lee's averaging almost 8 strikeouts per 9 innings this year, but only 2 punch-outs so far tonight. 80 pitches so far for the Indians left-hander.
And this is a White Sox team that has been averaging 8 runs in this ballpark over their last 17 games. There it is. He had to throw him a strike, and he likes that ball out over the plate. Big swing, but fouled it off.
Well, Ozzie Guillen was saying about that White Sox offense, he said, you know, you get into the summer and this ballpark starts to shrink a little bit.
Yes, it does.
So this is not a fun place for guys to have to pitch.
No, that's a good way of putting it, when this ballpark shrinks, because it does fly out of here.
(3-2).
You know, you look at the ballpark, there it is. I mean, 107 home runs in this ballpark. That's as many as Cincinnati. You know what a bandbox that is.
Yeah.
And of course, Minute Maid in Houston. And then you see Philadelphia's park. That's the only American League park in the top 5.
Payoff pitch. Line to left, a base hit. Przinsky stops at second. And the Sox have something brewing here in the 6th. 2 on, nobody out. Jermaine Dye 0 for 2, the batter.
Well, Cliff is not going to walk him. So he gets aggressive, and there again, I mean, you can't put it any more down the middle than that. He gets a base hit. He singled, so they have back-to-back singles now. Nobody out in the heart of the lineup coming up for the White Sox. So Cliff is going to have to make a couple of good pitches here.
Dye has been an Indians killer throughout his career.
Well, this is where these guys shine, is when you get the table setters on base for them and you almost have to pitch to them. You can't really pitch around them here. Oh, good changeup.
Good pitch, 0-2. Dye 4 homers against the Indians this year, 29 in his career.
Boy, this is a good cutter. Look at that little slider, tied him up inside. Excellent pitch. Change up away for strike 1. Nice little slider or cutter in there for strike 2.
Fastball shot for the outside corner and missed.
That's all right. Teased him with it. Let me show you something away. There's your fastball you're going to get. A lot of times a pitcher will try to put a hitter away with that pitch he starts you out with, a change up to get ahead. He may try one more in off the plate and then go to that change up away. Let's see. It's going to be interesting.
Rounded
there
to
you
third.
go.
Blake to second. There's one. Carroll's relay in time.
Beautiful. Nice sequence right there by Cliff Lee.
Boy, Jamie Carroll did a tremendous job at second base because Carlos Quentin was bearing down on him and tried to break it up. Good, hard, clean baseball.
Yes, it was.
But
He
Carroll
had time.
did a great job.
Because it wasn't hit hard. But watch the sequence here. Cliff Lee, change up, a good one. Tied him up inside. Now, there's your fastball to hit. I'm coming back down and in with the breaking ball right to Blake. They turn the double play. The second that, look at it, he knows he did a good job right there. And there's Carroll taking the hit in plenty of time. That is really done nicely by Cliff Lee.
So 2 down, a runner at third. Jim Thome, the batter.
That's pitching at its finest. Oh,
Popped him up, might get out of the inning.
That
Shopping.
is beautiful.
Behind the dish.
How about that?
Makes the catch, and a great job by Cliff Lee and the Tribe's defense. Sox get the first 2 aboard, but do not score. Indians baseball on Sports Time Ohio is brought to you in part by Direct Energy, offering simple solutions for all your natural gas supply needs. By your good neighbor State Farm agents of Northeastern Ohio. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Rico, move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. 1-1 our score. Cliff Lee all smiles after getting out of that
He's
mess.
got something to smile about. That was nicely done.
John Danks has been pretty good himself. Oh,
Whoa.
what a pick by Creedy. Are you kidding me?
Boy, the defense is starting to shine.
Like he has Velcro in that mitt.
Well, he stayed down on it. Watch his glove come up from the ground, coming up. Boom, that's the hot corner. That is nicely done. That's a do or die play that I'd say most of the time guys are not going to make that play. But look at that on the backhanded side, no less. Nicely done by Joe Creedy. Boy, if these guys weren't on pitch counts, we could be here all night. Danks is still only at 77 pitches. We are into the 7th. The most he has thrown this year is 107. He's done that twice. And he's only thrown 100 pitches 4 times this year. So he's in pretty good shape.
Johnny Peralta 0 for 2. After coming into this game with hits in 7 consecutive plate appearances. Full count.
Well, he's not seeing the fastballs he did yesterday, is he? You knew they were going to change it.
That's his 7th strikeout tonight. He's 1 shy of his career high. Let's go back to the STO studios for a Ford Sports update.
And Rick, let's go to Minnesota. Tigers and Twins. Now Detroit was up in this game 1-0 here. Craig Monroe, a former Tiger, delivers a 3-run homer to make it 3-1. Twins score 3 more then in the 5th. They're still batting. 6-1. Minnesota leads Detroit. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Here, Casey Blake looking at a ball up high. Tampa Bay continues to lead Boston 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 8th in St. Pete. Out of play.
Did anybody get on you today about your foul ball catching last night?
No. Actually, I didn't hear a word.
Didn't hear anything?
Not a peep.
I did.
I never got a finger on it, so it can't be an error.
Oh, yes, it can.
No, it can't.
If I'm the official scorer, it is EMU.
The ball hit right there. I never got to it. I was
it hit
short.
right here. It hit right here.
No, right
Come
there.
on.
And see, there's a dent. You can see the dent.
Go tell it's a Hoynesy or somebody. That's an error. on the play-by-play. Where's the dent?
Right there, see?
Right there.
See that dent right there? Yeah. Look at that dent. Full count on Casey Blake here with 2 down and the bases empty.
Folks, I saw him with a hammer there before the game.
And the payoff pitch. Broke his bat, singles into left field. Danks looks back in disgust at home plate.
Well, the road warrior got him. Casey Blake, his second hit. It cost him a bat, but he won't mind. He found the hole.
Danks probably thinking he made a good pitch.
Well, it was a changeup, but he might have had it up a little bit. But you know, I mean, you can't be upset. That's just a single, 2 outs. He's looking back for Brzezinski, saying, "What happened?" Maybe elevated just a touch.
Shin-Soo Choo singled his last time up. A little thunder right here would be nice. Oh, lines it to Swisher. Look what I found right in his mitt. Choo couldn't hit it any harder. That got to Swisher in like 0.1 seconds. Stretch time in Chicago, still tied at 1. Bottom of the 7th in Chi-Town, tied at 1. Joe Creedy, Nick Swisher, and Alexi Ramirez for the Sox. Creedy fouls it back. He is 1 for 2 tonight, singled back in the 2nd inning. And the 0-1. In the air, well hit, left center, playable. Francisco makes the grab, 1 down.
Well, the Indians fantasy camp heads west this year out to Goodyear, Arizona. That'll take place in January the 24th through the 31st. A great week of baseball, some great alumni out there, and package includes air, hotel, meals, jersey, and much more. 216-420 hits today.
1 down for Nick Swisher. Walked in the 2nd inning. Popped up to first in the 5th. What in the world? Did you see that? Swisher stepped out and then thought maybe he's not going to call time and step back in. And Cliff Lee stopped and started a couple of times as well. Guys just aren't sure now. Are they going to call time for me? Am I going to get? No, he didn't give it to him, so he was. Now he gets it.
Well, they saw it last night.
Oh, a mighty cut.
Toby Hall. You know, it's different when you're in the full windup. A little bit more than it was when somebody's in the stretch.
And the 0-2 just a bit off the outside edge. Oh, what a changeup. Strikes him out. It's his 3rd punch out of the night. 2 down in the 7th inning.
Well, he worked him over pretty good in that at-bat. Excellent location on the change down and away. See out front, Swisher starts it thinking it's a fastball. And it doesn't get there. 2 outs.
Cliff Lee had 95 pitches on the night.
Boy, when you look at Lee, he has only 3 no decisions this year. In every no decision, he had an opportunity to win the game, or probably should.
Francisco back, has room, on the warning track, pulls it down, and the White Sox go 1-2-3. And so we go to the 8th, still knotted up at 1 apiece.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Ryan Garko leads off the 8th with a ball down low. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Garko, then Kelly Shopik, and Franklin Gutierrez here in the 8th.
New lumber. On the other hand, you look at Danks, he has 7 no decisions this year. But he has pitched a beauty. Both times he's pitched against the Tribe this year, he has done very, very well.
2-1 the count. Major League Baseball scores courtesy of Wendy's.
That first game he started 6 2/3 innings, just 2 hits and 1 run. Now he's over 7.
There's a fly ball to left. Quinton. 1 down. Now the Cleveland Business Run, a benefit for the American Diabetes Association, is coming up August the 24th in downtown Cleveland. There is a attaché toss, a text messaging competition. There's also a 5K run, a 2K walk, and a briefcase relay. It's all for sales and marketing executives. You can log on at clevelandbusinessrun.com to get all the information and to register. Kelly Shopik homered for the Indians in the 6th for their only run that tied the game.
Tried to start him off with a curveball away in that at bat, and Shopik got after it for the home run. And guess what? Now they're coming in.
Oh, the barrel went over Danks' head. Creedy throws him out. That was another dangerous situation where the barrel of Shopik's bat exploded and was headed directly toward Danks after he came off the mound.
I'll tell you, there's something that has to be done. Some of these bats are just exploding. It's going to take somebody to get hurt seriously before Major League Baseball does something about it.
Well, they are investigating the situation, but
you know what? It may be too long. You've got to do something about it. Those bats are exploding daily.
That's for sure. It's not a sometimes thing, it's an everyday thing.
I mean, that's just in the games that we watch, let alone the rest of baseball. 30 teams.
Danks at 96 pitches now on the night. That's exactly how many Cliff Lee has thrown to this point as well. Ripped deep down the left side, and it hooks foul. That would have been a great way to snap an 0 for 23. Got him. John Danks equals his career high with his 8th strikeout of the night. Indians go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 1. Okay, folks, bottom of the 8th, tied at 1. Now Cliff Lee will start the inning. He's at 96, 97 pitches. I think it's Masa Kobayashi who is up in the Indians bullpen. Cliff has pitched a whale of a ball game tonight. He has struck out 3. He has given up 6 hits. There's Kobayashi warming.
These two left-handers really have pitched a gem, both of them.
One hopper. Carroll keeps it in front of him nicely. Boy, that's the way you teach it. Textbook right there.
Well, voting is now open for the 08 All-Star game. It'll be the final one in Yankee Stadium, and I think it'll end on what, Sunday? You can help send
right.
your favorite Indian by voting up to 25 times at Indians.com.
Orlando Cabrera is 0 for 3. And he takes a strike. You know, you were talking about all-star voting. And Ozzie was asked before the game if he could send one guy to the all-star game on his team, who would it be? And of course, he danced around that like any good manager would. Foul ball down the left side.
Boy, Blake is all over that line.
The tough thing about the all-star situation, though, is you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You have to take at least one guy from every team. And he was saying a couple years ago when he was picking, Mark Grudzielanek deserved to go from the Royals, but he said, I already had 5 second basemen on the team.
Right.
You know, so sometimes he goes, every year there's a guy that's going to have a legitimate gripe.
Well, that's true.
And every year there's going to be a guy that's surprised that he's there.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about that this year. Francona does. Terry Francona.
We'll have to pick him.
So he never even gave a name.
No.
That's smart.
Although he did say Scott Linebrink. He said if there was one guy I couldn't do without this year, it's that guy right there. Because he said he makes me look real smart. I hand him the ball, he does his job, and we move on.
Biggest difference in this ball club is that bullpen this year.
Cliff Lee with a 1-2 pitch. Off-speed delivery. Grady Sizemore, Johnny on the spot, 2 down. All right, here are the results of tonight's All-Tel text poll. We asked you, who's the White Sox all-time leader in batting average?
They're looking at Shoeless Joe. And they're right.
Career .340 average with the White Sox.
Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? That's like never coming to the park having a bad day.
I mean, Shoeless Joe, you look back in the Indians records and you'll find his name as well in terms of batting average. Shoeless Joe Jackson in 1911 hit .408 for the Tribe. .395 the year after that, .373, .338, .331.
Well, and Cliff is cruising through 8.
Garco takes it himself. White Sox going. And Cliff Lee has set down 8 straight White Sox hitters. We're still tied at 1, headed to the 9th. Well, both starting pitchers went 8 innings tonight. And we have a 1-1 game as we go to the 9th. Scott Linebrink coming on now for Chicago.
Who was having a terrific year. 2-2, a 1.36 ERA. Opposition hitting just 179. Has 19 holds on the year. And when you go back to 05, only one guy has more holds than Linebrink, who has 102, and that's a guy in LA called Scott Shields. And there's Cliff Lee. So, you know, get him a run, boys. He has pitched so well. There's the big man that's got to go tomorrow. Nice job. Hope they get you a run.
Well, John Danks will not figure in the decision. Cliff Lee still could if the Indians score here. He could still get a win if the Indians get a run.
Well, maybe a little blister there.
Brady fouls it off his foot, and they count quickly 0-2.
Yeah, right down on the instep.
Scott Linebrink has not given up a hit in his last 11 hitters faced.
Well, that's not fair, is it?
I mean, he's Guess you could say he's this year's Rafael Betancourt. That dominant.
Well, against the Indians this year, Linebrink has a win. In 5 2/3 inning, has not allowed a run and has 7 strikeouts.
Here's the 1-2. Missed with the breaking ball. 2-2 the count. Brady drew a walk his last time up. Hitless in his last 9 at bats. Broke his bat, flared to shallow center where Cabrera gets it. 1 down. Let's go back to the STO studios for a Ford Sports update.
Matt Rick, it's a final in Tampa. Grant Balfour had a pitch in the 9th inning with Percival out. He strikes out the side. The Rays top the Red Sox. They're in front in the AL East now by 2.5. 3-1 the final. Back to you.
The beat goes on for the Rays. Jamie Carroll fouls one off. Jamie 0 for 3 tonight. There's a long fly ball deep to left. Quinton back and makes the catch on the warning track. Oh, for the second time tonight, Jamie Carroll has tried to hit one over Quinton's head. Both times Quinton has been equal to the task.
Boy, and he hit both balls just about the same. They were hit almost in the exact same spot, and you can't believe it. At least you want to get a double if it stays in the yard. Quinton on the dead run. Goes over his shoulder and tracks down another one. Carroll hit it right on the nose.
Ben Francisco looks at a ball down low. Ben twice tonight has been robbed by Joe Creedy at third. This time Alexi Ramirez will make the catch. And the Indians go 1-2-3. Bottom of the ninth coming up. We're tied at 1. Bottom of the ninth in Chicago.
Well, Cliff Lee, another outstanding performance. He went out there and dazzled. Had one little hiccup and one walk that set up the run in their inning. But made some double plays. Had 2 of them tonight. Really did a great job, and Shop is giving him a little love right there. But it's going to be a no decision for Cliff Lee, but he certainly held his team into it. It's a 1-1 ball game, and the Sox now are going to try and win it into the 9th as their fans start coming to life, and Rafael Betancourt coming on for the 38th time.
Well, if you're the Chicago White Sox, if you're Ozzie Guillen, this sets up pretty good. You got your big boppers, Quinton, Dye, and Thome, to face a Rafael Betancourt who has been prone, for whatever reason, to giving up the home run ball this year.
Well, he has this year, but he has pitched very well against him in the past. So Betancourt going to come in. He has given up 7 home runs this year in his 36 2/3 innings. The Indians trying to keep it 1-1 until they can find a way to score. Just 4 hits on the day. The Sox just with 6. Great pitching from the starters.
First pitch strike. 0-2 the count. Rafael Betancourt. 0-2 count on Quinton. Bottom of the ninth, tied at 1. Outfield for the Indians, straight away deep. Back out of play. Back on May 25th, Quinton hit his first ever walk-off homer against the Angels. Gutierrez will make the catch. Deep right field. 1 down. Bring up Jermaine Dye. Jermaine Dye 0 for 3 tonight. His 11-game hitting streak on the line. Never had a whole lot of success against Betancourt. Just 4 for 14 in his career.
First pitch slide piece right there to Dye. He swings at it out of the zone.
One ball and 1 strike. The White Sox this year, when going to the 9th inning of a tie game, are 5-4. The Indians have lost 7 of 9.
Well, in 1-run games, the Sox are 8-9, but they are 5-1 at home. So they played very, very well in this ballpark.
1-2 the count. Tie in a disagreement with Marty Foster over that call. Rafael Betancourt trying to put Dye away for the second out of the 9th. Two and two. A year ago, the White Sox were a sputtering team out of contention. 12 months later, they lead the AL Central. Winners of 5 in a row. And the 2-2. Struck him out looking, and Dye again argues with Marty Foster. Two down to the 9th.
No, it was a fastball. He wanted it away, but it's down and in. Dye saying, I'm 6'5", man. What are you doing? You calling it down? And he did. He thought it was low.
Eric Wedge is going to go lefty-lefty here. He wants Rafael Perez to face Jim Thome. We've got a timeout in Chicago, still tied at 1. Still tied at 1. Bottom of the 9th. Bases empty. 2 down. Let's get a look at our Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game.
6-hitter by Cliff Lee. Just the 1 run, 1 walk. That walk did help set up the inning that the White Sox scored, but he had 3 strikeouts. 9 of his 16 starts, 1 earned run or less.
All right, lefty-lefty matchup here. Rafi Perez against Jim Thome. Left-handed hitters batting .250 against Rafael Perez this year. Jim Thome, interestingly enough, is hitting .290 this year against lefties and just .208 against right-handers. He was 1 for 3 against Cliff Lee tonight. 7 of his 16 homers have also come against the left-handers. So those are the numbers. Let's see how it plays. If he doesn't get Perez, or excuse me, if Perez doesn't get Thome, then there's a good chance we'd see Kobayashi to face Creedy, who's on deck. 1-1 to count. But in a game that could be headed to extra innings, it might be dicey to burn through
That's what I was going to
three
say.
pitchers in 1 inning.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
The 2-1. Big swing. He was trying to end it. Came up empty, and the count evens up.
Well, he sure was. Little slider going down and away.
Two-two pitch. In the dirt, full count. No good outing for Rafael Betancourt tonight. Something to build on for him. Got 2 tough hitters. Took care of both of them. But for the moment, the game rests on this pitch right here. Crowd of over 25,000 on its feet. And the payoff. We will go to extra innings. Thome strikes out, and the White Sox go 1-2-3. Extra innings here in Chicago.
The Indians 3-5 in extra innings. The White Sox 2-2. Matt Thornton, who got the save in last night's game, pitching 1/3 of an inning, gave up the hit to Chu, but got Blake to end it. Comes in the top half of the 10th inning. Linebrink went his inning.
Johnny Peralta leading off, takes a strike. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
When you talk about this White Sox pitching staff, over their last 46 games now, they have held the opposition to 2 runs or less 21 times. That's why they are second, and they are just like 100 behind Oakland in the league, so they are going to be right there.
Two on count. Thornton delivers, and a broken bat bouncer foul outside of third. Twins holding on to a 6-3 lead over the Tigers. They're in the 8th at the Metrodome. Here is Matt Thornton's 2-2. Ninth strikeout for White Sox pitchers tonight.
That's just Power City right there. Good fastball away. Just threw it by him with 2 strikes.
That's where he missed, but he missed bad enough that it didn't hurt him. Przinsky was set up on the inside corner. The pitch missed all the way off the outside part of the plate. Casey Blake 2 hits tonight. 3 hits in the series.
Hey, the big lefty's getting it up there in a hurry. He's getting it up there about 97.
One and 2 the count.
No, he did not.
Now the 2-2. Hit deep to left field. If it's fair, it's way out of here, and it is gone to Souvenir City. Casey Blake with his 8th home run of the year, and it gives the Indians a 2-1 lead in the 10th.
And his 3rd hit of the night. Casey Blake on the road again. All 8 home runs have come on the road. 3 of the 5 hits by Casey Blake, and both the runs scored on solo home runs, and he juiced that one. He tried to run it by him inside at 97, and Casey was ready for it. Boy, look how quick he is inside, right down the line, and he knew it, and the Tribe has the lead for the first time tonight.
Casey Blake, a man after Willie Nelson's heart.
There's the 2 guys that hit the solo home run, Shopik and Blake.
The 0-1 to Shin-Soo Choo is swung on and missed.
Boy, he had 12 straight scoreless appearances, did Thornton. That put an end to it right there.
Now Joe Borowski heating up in a hurry in the Indians bullpen. 1-2 the count on Choo. Choo strikes out, 2 down in the 10th. And the batter will be Ryan Garko. You know, I'm just looking up at the scores. Last night, what was it? Texas beat New York 2-1.
Right.
Tonight they beat them 3-2. Those two offenses, and it's been all pitching. First two games of that series. 1-1 the count on Ryan Garko. That was Kevin Millwood pitching tonight, and Jabba Chamberlain though for New York, so pretty good matchup. Kevin Millwood's name has come up in trade rumors. Of course, you're probably going to hear just about everybody who was a pitcher being mentioned in rumors. Chicago Cubs, the crosstown rivals of the White Sox, are seeking some pitching help. The 1-2. Garko fouls it back. Lays off up high, 2-2. Ryan Garko singles to left, keeps the inning alive. And the batter now is Kelly Shopik, who homered back in the 6th inning to tie the game at that point.
Boy, a little dart down at the knees. Garko goes down and drills it in the hole.
Two solo homers for the Tribe tonight, accounting for their 2-1 lead. Oh, 0-2 the count on Shopik. Looking for a little more insurance here. The 0-2 pitch stays alive. This has been a well-pitched game. Very entertaining to watch both starters go at it tonight. Kind of had a feeling about halfway through it was going to be a bullpen game, though, the way they were both going. Once the Indians tied it. The 0-2 up the middle, and it's going to go through. And now Ozzie Guillen may make a pitching move.
Well, they get to Thornton. He had 12 appearances where he has not allowed a run. Now the Indians with 3 hits in the inning, and Guillen's going to come out and get Thornton and bring in the right-hander for Gutierrez.
So with 2 on and 2 out, we've got a timeout in Chicago. Tribe on top 2-1 in the 10th. All right, it's a 2-1 Indians lead. We are in the 10th. Tribe has 2 on and 2 out, and the new pitcher is very familiar with Northeastern Ohio, Adam Russell. North Olmsted High School product.
He's a big dude, man. 6'8", 250.
Played his college ball at Ohio U. Yes, he is a big dude. Fouled back out of play.
Second stint with the White Sox this year. Didn't pitch in the first time through.
Missed down low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pitched last year at Birmingham, was 9-11 and 20 starts. Would come out of the bullpen 18 times.
Missed outside, 2 balls a strike. I met Adam during the offseason working out with Danny Alley and John McDonald and also Joe Inglet. And he was figuring that he'd be at AAA or maybe in the bullpen in the big leagues. And sure enough, here he is. Swing and a miss. Count evens up at 2-2. Two on, two out. Tribe looking for some insurance runs here. The pitch. Grounded foul. Again, the 2-2 offering. Struck him out. Indians leave 2 aboard, but Casey Blake's 8th home run of the year has the Tribe in position to pull out the win as we go to the bottom of the 10th. And so it goes to the bottom of the 10th with the Tribe in front 2-1. And that means Joe Borowski coming on looking for the save for the Indians. Borowski needed some work, got to pitch in last night's game.
He did pitch an inning. He had a walk.
Then 3 straight fly balls to center.
That's right.
Take that.
He's got Creedy, Swisher, Ramirez as scheduled hitters.
This is outside, ball 1. Two and 0. Since coming off the disabled list on May the 23rd, Borowski has pitched 12 innings and has an ERA of 3. He's converted 4 of 5 saves since that time. Chopper to short. Johnny Peralta throws him out. Big out. Joe Creedy, always a dangerous hitter when he's at the dish late in the ball game. And it doesn't get all that easier with Nick Swisher coming up now 0 for 2 tonight. Especially when you consider the groove he's been in lately.
Yeah, you're right. Both he and Tomey, they figure if they can keep those 2 bats hot, they're in for something big offensively. But they have been held to just 1 run tonight. It has been a beautiful job by Cliff Lee. Betancourt went 2/3. Perez went his 1/3, and now it's on to Joe Borowski to save it.
Missed inside, ball 1.
And Lee has not left that bench.
Off the outside edge, evens it up. Well, from here, that looked like a good pitch, but Swisher reacted. Maybe he reacted like, how did I let that go by?
No, I think he didn't like the call. There again, from our strike zone, it says it's a little bit high, but you know, he had one called earlier where they never called it, and he got away with it. Remember how close it was with Cliff Lee pitching?
Struck him out. Borowski gets a big K, 2 down in the 10th.
There you go, another breaking ball. That one's a good pitch too.
So it all comes down to this now for the White Sox, down to their final out. Alexi Ramirez 0 for 2. He drove in their only run of the game with a sac fly in the second inning. Two balls, no strikes.
Indians trying to hold on and win their first game in this ballpark this year.
High fly ball, left field, deep. Francisco at the wall. Can't get it. It's gone. We're tied. Well, he fell behind in the count, and Ramirez let it rip.
The little skinny kid hits his 6th, and that's middle of the dish. And watch where it goes. Francisco, I thought he was going to have it. He pinned himself up against the wall. He had time to maybe jump up there and at least try. He pinned himself up and couldn't get up over the fence. Not that he would have caught it anyway.
Now Dwayne Wise pinch hitting for Brian Anderson.
Boy, driving
Swings and
saves
misses.
this year. That's 14 out of 27 now.
Oh, that bullpen. So fickle. You look at these two ball clubs in particular. A year ago, the White Sox bullpen was a disaster. The Indians bullpen was lights out. This year, they've reversed roles. And the White Sox are reaping the benefits.
Boy, and that Indians bullpen has given up over 30 home runs this year. Over a third of the home runs given up by the Tribe, which is 91.
Base hit to right. So the winning run aboard with 2 down in the 10th, and Orlando Cabrera the batter.
Well, it certainly brought that crowd back to life, didn't it, with 2 outs, that home run.
I was really surprised how many people were streaming for the exits when Ramirez came to the plate. But a lot of folks were trying to get out to beat the traffic, and they missed it. Oh for 4 is Cabrera on the night. Runner goes. Throw to second. Nice stop by Carroll to keep it from going any further. And now the winning run in scoring position on the steal by Dwayne Wise. His 4th of the year.
Well, wasting no time. They're saying, I'm going to get aggressive and I'm going to take off. They picked the right pitch. It's a slider. Shopik's throw, he had to rush it again in the dirt. So Carroll had no chance of coming out to tag him. He's got to just make sure he catches and stops the ball as they steal the base. Now, a winning run in scoring position.
Orlando Cabrera. 2 for 4 with a double last night. Hitless this evening. Takes a strike to even the count. Wise has good speed. Indians have good arms in the outfield on the corners. Rip to left. Foul. Joe Borowski trying to keep it tied and pitches to the 11th. Cabrera trying to win it right here. In the center, the White Sox may win it. Here comes Wise. Sizemore's throw to the plate. Not in time. And the beat goes on for the Central Division leading Chicago White Sox. They've now won 6 in a row as they beat the Tribe 3-2 in 10 innings. Time now for our AmTrust Bank save of the game.
Go back to the 6th inning when the runners are on first and second. He made a beautiful pitch there to Jermaine Dye. They get the double play, and then the very next hitter, Tomey, first pitch, pops it up out of the inning. Held them in check. That's our AmTrust Bank save of the game.
Cliff Lee did a terrific job tonight, but the Indians falter in extra innings. Right now at AmTrust Bank, you can get a 12-month CD at 4% APY, and it only costs $1,000 to get started. Be sure to ask about their other financial products with a term to meet any financial need. To open your 12-month CD or any other account, call, click, or come on in today. White Sox have taken the first 2 in this series, and now they go for the sweep tomorrow night. 3-2 the final. Back with the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show after this.
And now, the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. Brought to you by Conrad's Express, home of the half-price tires and Total Car Care. Conrad.
Well, that was fun. 3-2, White Sox take it in 10 innings. Adam Russell, the North Olmsted High School product, gets his first major league win against the Indians. After the Indians faltered in the bottom of the 10th inning, Joe Borowski couldn't get it done. He gave up the game-tying homer to Alexi Ramirez, and then the game-winning hit off the bat of Orlando Cabrera sends the Sox to their 6th straight win. Let's go back and look at the highlights. Started off 2nd inning. White Sox take the lead, bases loaded, 1 out. Alexi Ramirez in the center. Thome scores, that would be it. They would not score again until the 10th inning.
Cliff Lee challenged him, and then John Danks goes out there again. These two lefties were brilliant out on the mound. He had tied a career high 8 strikeouts today. He gets Grady swinging, and this guy really threw the ball very well, but was matched equally by Cliff Lee.
Yeah, Cliff really didn't have the strikeout pitch working tonight. He was just very efficient, very effective.
Yes, he was, and he made it look easy as well. And you go to the top of the 6th, and it's going to be a hanging breaking ball. Boom. Shopik will tie it up. That makes it a 1-1 game. And, you know, that's the way it's going to stay for a while with these two lefties in there.
Well, it looked like for a minute, though, the Sox would come right back. They had 2 on, nobody out. Jermaine Dye, it's into the double play. Casey Blake to Carroll, who got blown up, but turns it. And then they got Jim Thome to pop up right here. Ends the inning. He's out of the threat. Sox leave that runner stranded at third base.
That was a great sequence to Jermaine Dye to get that double play. And then you got to go to the top of the 10th inning after the starters are out of it. Thornton, who had not given up a run in his last 12 appearances, runs one into the bat of Casey Blake, who had 3 hits tonight and continues to hit on the road. That gave him a 2-1 lead. Looking pretty good right there. You figured, hey, we got to win this game, boys. 2-1. We're not hitting. But then again, 2 outs in the 9th inning. What happens? A fastball. Boy, by Borowski, and the little man, Ramirez, hits it out, his 6th home run. That ties it up with 2 outs. Borowski upset with himself. The inning is 14 for 27 now in save situations.
And then Dwayne Wise comes on. He pinch hits, gets a base hit, steals second base. And our direct energy highlight of the game, Orlando Cabrera. Everybody can go home now.
You knew when he fouled off that fastball that just missed the line, he was going to get a breaking ball away. It was upstairs. Joe Borowski didn't throw the ball very well tonight. They took advantage of him, and they hit it, and they are playing very well at home and against the Central Division.
Direct Energy offers simple solutions for all your natural gas supply needs. So the Sox win at 3-2 in 10 innings. We'll be back with more on the Conrad's postgame show right after this. The Conrad's postgame show is brought to you by Casual Comfortable Fruit of the Loom. Nothing casual or comfortable about this one for the Tribe tonight. They lose at 3-2, heartbreaking fashion in the bottom of the 10th. Sox rally for 2 to win it off Joe Borowski. And so now we go to tomorrow and CC Sabathia to try to salvage a split or salvage a sweep in this series. Let's take a look right now at our Northern Ohio Honda Dealers road trip update. Check them out at NorthernOhioHondaDealers.com.
Casey Blake, 8-game hitting streak, and he has been very good on the road this year. 3 for 4 tonight. Gave the Indians a lead in the 10th. They couldn't hold on, but on the road this year, 341, 8 dingers, and 36 ribbies.
Yeah, he's having a good season on the road.
Yes, he is.
Really starting to hit well at home before we left on this road trip. Let's look at our Chevy pitching matchup for tomorrow. CC Sabathia for the good guys. Jose Contreras for Chicago.
Well, CC in his last 3 starts, double figures in strikeouts, and the big man Contreras, if he has the splitter working, he can be awfully tough. So you're going to see 2 big boys going at it, dealing again tomorrow.
Should be another great pitching matchup. Hopefully you'll be with us. We'll have it all for you right here on STO beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Stick around. Al has all your highlights from around the major leagues when we come back on the Conrad's postgame show.